Okay, Jerica, how does it feel to be back in the playoffs for the second year in a row, and how are you preparing for it?
That feels good. I was talking about this the other day. It's like we came from San Antonio, and this team was maybe 6-21 the year before we went to Vegas. And then even our first year in Vegas, I think we had less than 10 wins. So it's a special moment for, I think, everybody. A lot of players on this team haven't really been to the playoffs, except, yeah, I think he told us today that Angel has the most playoff points out of everybody combined. She still has more than if you add everybody else put together. So that's an interesting fact. And then we're just gonna, like I said, stay healthy this week. And tomorrow we can figure out who we're gonna play and then work on our schemes.
To add on to what Jason stated about yesterday's playoff game, Shey Peddy hit a game-winning shot against the Washington Mystics. How is your team preparing to contain her if you end up facing the Phoenix Mercury in the playoffs?
Well, every team has very good players and their role players. One of their role players made a shot. The play was not designed for her to take the shot. It just happens, and that's basketball. But you scout teams, you look at them, you figure out what they like to run, what their patterns are, what plays are go-to plays down the stretch to get a bucket to the right person. You scout those, and then you work on defenses to prevent that.
You talked about like developing and straightening out the weaknesses. What do you think that your weakness in particular needs to be more developed going into the playoffs coming into Sunday's game?
I think, we kind of mentioned on it earlier in the interview, but just those lulls that we have in the game, learning whether we're up 15 and then letting a team back in, that can't happen in playoffs. Like you see with Phoenix last night, if they get the momentum, like it's tough. It's tough to stop a team, especially a team at this level that's got momentum. And so when we have somebody down 15, we got to be able to put our foot on their neck and keep it that way. So it's just competing all 40 minutes. I think we know what we're good at. Everybody knows their role, and everybody works on excelling in their role. And I think that's what makes us so successful is because there's no egos. So it's just a matter of competing and bringing that mentality all 40 minutes, no lulls.
Yeah, I'm sure you're aware of yesterday's game-winning shot by Shey Peddy against the Washington Mystics. How does that inspire you to be a much player come into the playoffs when you finally start playing?
I mean, that shot was huge, but, I'm not surprised. I mean, Shey Peddy, I played against her overseas a couple of years. She played for TTT Riga in EuroLeague and was averaging 18 points a game. But that's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Anybody can make a shot. And that's just how this game goes. That's the beauty of this game is that there's 5 players on the court that can make a play at any time. And so I was happy to see somebody like Shey Peddy make a play like that. When you got Skylar Diggins-Smith and Diana Taurasi on your team, where you're taking a game-winning shot and making it, that's dope. But I just think it signified that the playoffs are here. I think Washington played the hell of a game, and to go out like that, somebody who was just on their team a month ago, that's just a staple to the playoffs. So it just goes to show that anything can happen. But it was a big time play, and I think, like I said, I think it just signified, hey, the playoffs are here.